Hello and welcome to yet another Rag Company podcast here at number 167, I think it is.
I like that number.
And yeah, we've been making these for a while and people keep listening. So I guess
Do you
we're
remember
doing
the first
something
time
right.
we made one?
Oh man, I remember we were all huddled around the table and it was just
We had a piece of cardboard
yeah
and about 10 Eagle towels
to sound deadened
Zoom
and
recorder.
as a sound deadener and a Zoom recorder.
you know what though?
Setting
It
the
worked.
world on fire, guys.
We were.
Our first one was telling stories about going on the Air Force One project and things and the Sun Valley Road Rally, stuff like that. I was just, it was fun. It's really
here,
evolved
look at
from
us
there.
now, right?
Yeah.
Look at us now.
We got our own room now.
talking on these
whole
here
room.
fancy microphones. Got the earpieces in.
Got a haunted house.
and a
which
haunted house. You can turn
I think,
that on?
I think
turn
works.
That bad boy
I'm not
on.
going to leave it on. I'm just going to try it. Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Definitely works.
That
Oh my God,
speaker
make it
is
stop.
blown out.
Super spooky.
Yeah.
Tell you
So
what.
I'm
That is-
spooked. Are you?
That is terrifying. Okay, so before we jump into this,
Let's do
right,
some housekeeping
We're gonna do some
before we
housekeeping, right?
Some weekly house
get into
cleaning.
it.
So hopefully everybody picked up one of the mystery bags, the rag
Yes.
mystery bag, for our spooky sale that we had over the weekend. We had these cool stickers, these little custom stickers that we had made by Next Day Nate himself, really
Did a
coming
great
through
job.
to create some of the finest quality stickers we've ever seen. I mean,
Well,
really.
he didn't actually make this.
He made
He
them.
designed the
Nope.
sticker. And then our
I
friends
saw
at
him.
Sticker Mafia actually cut out the sticker.
That's what it
Printed
was. Okay.
and cut the sticker.
Sorry, my
But-
mistake.
That is a Next Day Nate design.
It is.
Yes.
It is. It is. And so not only did he design that, but he also designed some sweet shirts. And what are those shirts called?
The Scully.
The Scully.
Wonder
Fun
why
fact,
that
the guy
is.
that actually makes all of our shirts, who prints them out, is named Scully.
Wow.
Huh.
So kind of
Works
a fun
out.
play on the words.
Hopefully he saved the
especially-
shirt for himself. Am I
Hopefully
right?
he did.
Hopefully.
If
Well,
not, we'll give
anybody
him
who's seen them knows that they're pretty cool guys.
Well,
They're
if you guys
sweet.
got them, because I don't know about you, I haven't gotten one yet.
What?
What?
Yeah,
Why not?
I've got one.
I gave one to your dad.
That's what it was.
I
But
gave the shirt off my back to your dad.
Wow.
As first through the
What,
throne, right?
What-
And
right.
is
Well,
the
it's
second
one of the
strongest
things
in the
is
rag
the
company.
third
Third
strongest
strongest.
rag
Okay.
company.
He's still vying for that, guys.
It's one of those things that, I don't like to tell a lot of people
Wow.
that I did that. I like to keep things like that secret.
Yeah.
Which is why he's telling all of you.
It's
Building these relationships.
Because no
all
one
under
will
the
ever hear it
table.
on this podcast when his own podcast is so much more popular than
Dane,
this one.
it's
Levi,
let's just say I'm humbled.
Levi, have you had some success with the MOS?
He's so
at
humble.
home?
He showed us the chart
the
positions.
Master Shine at Home podcast.
For those of you wondering, I do a little thing in my garage
Yeah,
off
a
my
small
phone.
operation.
It's very
yeah.
simple, small. I designed the logo just off of an app
On
that I
your
downloaded
phone?
on my phone.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's the MOS at Home podcast,
Right.
available wherever you get your podcasts from.
Right.
iTunes?
You can get it on iTunes. You can get it on
Spotify?
Spotify. You
No
can get it
way.
on Shout Engine, or not Shout Engine, but you can get it on Stitcher. You can get it on podcasts, Google Podcasts. You can get it on
Point is, you
Amazon
can get it a lot of
Amazon
places.
Podcasts,
Wow.
probably.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
point is, it's something fun, exciting.
It's more
Yeah.
in depth.
It's quiet.
Well, what
Hang
interests
out.
me
It's
is so
me drinking some Diet Pepsi.
I mean, like,
when
so-
are you ever going to get that?
not a lot, right? And what I'm trying to say is that basically, in podcasts, right, you have your automotive labeled podcast, right? And you have
Sure.
your list of automotive labeled podcasts,
Yeah.
which is fantastic, right? And
yeah.
there's rankings, right, to show the top, the top
Right.
rated automotive podcasts. And for example, Smoking Tires #1, right?
Yeah.
He's definitely up there.
Up there.
Then you have Larry's
Carcast is up there.
podcast. Yeah, you have
Larry's
Matt
up there.
Mormon's
Yep.
Obsessed Garage
Car
podcast.
talk is like always near
Yeah,
the
Car
top.
talk
Yeah.
and,
You
and,
can't
and all
break
of that.
Car talk.
But I'm guessing, Levi, you're probably pretty far down the line, within the thousands, right? In automotive. I mean, I'm guessing probably maybe 1,000, 2,000.
I'm for 2 episodes. I'm pretty proud of it.
Okay. At least
I'm as
what,
shocked
500?
I'm as shocked as you guys are. I expected, this is one of the top rated. So Rag Company Podcast main show.
Yeah.
Consistently, on average, top 30 podcasts in the automotive sphere
Holy smokes.
over the course of the year.
Wow.
We're a very
not bad.
high ranked
Not
podcast.
bad.
We do really well.
Yeah.
There are times, some of our SEMA episodes,
Yeah.
Those tend
top
to do
10,
better.
Top
Yeah.
10 podcasts of all time.
Wow.
We do really well.
People like it when we focus on a subject.
Right.
Yeah,
As of this,
but we're not very
Levi,
good at focusing.
With you just starting off, though, there's no way.
right. I thought thousands. Right.
Yeah, you're probably
You know,
about 2,000-3,000.
down there, you know, and
Buried.
based last week, you know, this episode of the, you know, last week's episode of the Rag Company podcast, you know, we did really good.
Yeah.
You know, we had, you know, kind of dropped a little bit. We did good. We were 108.
Okay.
Which is a bummer because I feel
good,
like last
but-
week was our best conversation
Well,
we've
Dane,
ever had
the
on
week
this
before-
podcast.
Yeah.
We were down 16 points. So we actually gained 16 places.
Okay.
Wow.
We're breaking into the top 100 again.
I'm saying if you haven't listened to last week is where it's at.
Yeah. Need to get into the podcast, download it, listen to it. Now,
Yeah.
Correct. But breaking into the top
Master
100,
of Shine at
almost
Home
impossible.
podcast, you know, I thought, you know, look at your stats, see where you're at,
Yeah.
see how your things are. You know, I was thinking maybe, like you said, maybe trending, maybe hopefully even placing,
Yeah.
you know. So 57th.
Wait.
Wow.
Is there a
so-
zero that's missing?
No, 5-7.
You're the 57th top
Yeah,
rated.
I actually
in
dropped
automotive
9
podcast.
places from episode 1.
Holy smokes.
So episode
Wow.
2, I dropped 9 spots. So
Wow.
I actually, first episode came out.
We're basically in the presence of a celebrity.
So,
yeah, I guess
also,
we need his
one of the great
autograph or
things,
something.
Sweden, right?
Oh, yeah.
Around the world gives me my listings, right? Rag Company podcast, much more famous in Britain than the Master of Shine at Home podcast.
Interesting.
Better standings, right? But Sweden, you know, the Scandinavian
I was to say you talk a lot
countries
about being
like
a Viking.
Norway, Finland,
Yeah.
Sweden, those guys. Sweden,
They noticed.
number 7
Wow.
in automotive.
Wow.
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 The Master of Shine at Home. Rag Company podcast in Sweden, number 56.
Holy smokes. Wow.
And we dropped 21
how
points
the
from
tables
last
have
week.
turned, right?
Oh, how the turntables.
It's insane. Maybe we should go back to the phone method and redesign our.
I'm just
our-
thinking about, you
label
know, I just
on
do
the
this
phone.
out of my garage on a Thursday night, right after the kids go to bed.
Yeah.
My wife hops in the tub to soak, and I don't have anything to do, so I thought, well, I'll make something creative.
Talk to
Record
my
an
phone.
episode. Let's just talk to a phone. I set up a cardboard box and some towels.
He learned.
So I don't know if that's
Oh, an iPhone is
the mystery.
generally speaking an audio device, so it should be able to pick
It
up pretty
works.
decent sound.
Anyway, I'm just humbled.
Yeah.
So I want to thank everybody that
Yeah.
listens to the Rag Company podcast.
No,
weekly,
but seriously, that's cool.
hangs out with us and
Amazing.
you know, listens to our jokes, our stories, the fun stuff.
Just stay tuned for when Anthony and I release our own competing podcast that will then.
Didn't you guys make?
Rain
you guys
fire
created,
on all
You
of
guys
this.
talked about creating a podcast right after we started the Rag Company podcast.
It was true.
You
We were
created
gonna
a new
kind of
media
spin off
company.
and do some little side things for fun, and then we
think it was
realized we
called
had no
Dam?
time.
Yeah.
We
You
had
You guys
no
called
time.
it the Dam, Dane and Anthony Media.
Dane Anthony Media. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see that worked out.
We still have the logo. If that helps.
It still exists. It's
I got a
the
logo creator
most
app
basic.
if you want. I can
Yeah, we might
share it
actually
to you. You
use
guys
that.
could use that.
It'd be
pretty great.
fantastic.
Yeah.
So,
So-
getting back on
I
track.
was to say, boy, if we haven't lost all our listeners yet,
So sorry.
At
That's
this
why we're
point.
rating so low.
So
My
if any
goodness.
listeners are wondering, you can always go ahead over to.
But back
Well,
to
they
the,
were,
back,
but then
back
they
to
left.
the sale thing, right? So people are wanting to
Yes.
know about the sale, right? So that was a fantastic sale. A lot of people picked up some really cool mystery bags. A lot of people picked up some really
Yeah,
cool kits.
I mean, like we were down there this morning.
yeah, man, there's still
Stuff
packing.
going out. It's crazy.
So super happy, super thankful. Everybody jumped on that sale. And then in other news, right? And this is something we'll go into just a little bit before we jump into our weekends because we can't give it all away. But you'll see that we did release a small video, right, explaining an event that we have approaching here within the next
Yes.
couple weeks. And so
Yeah.
I'm going to pass it over to Mr. Dane Hennen, or A.K. Stone Hennen, and that he can
Papa
give us
Crone.
Papa Crone,
Papa Stone.
that can lay down the law here on
Some of
what's
those
going
sweet
on.
tracks.
okay. So I'm wondering if Nick actually has the video on the back end. He could just play it for you guys, so you could actually see right here what happened. So
I'm
let's
sure he
do
would've-
it.
he
Let's
probably
play it.
would've-
Check it out, guys.
Yeah.
Hey guys, Levi for the Rag Company, and in today's FAQ video, I'm going to tell you about something even greater than the FAQ channel. This is going to be a 4-day, basically FAQ event. That's right. From November 10th through November 13th, 4 hours a day for 4 days, 2 sessions a day, morning, afternoon. We are inviting some of the greatest from the detailing industry right here to our studio, and you guys will be able to ask any of the questions that you want. Why? Because we will have a live chat going on, and we will be having a Zoom call going on. So for those of you that want to ask a couple questions, we will have representatives in the live chat answering those questions. For those of you that maybe just want to watch, you can just watch. You can literally just sit and watch the show, and hopefully you will learn something new and exciting about that brand. Now, if you want to learn more about the product, maybe you want to go a little deeper, that's where you pop onto that Zoom call with one of their representatives, and you'll be able to discuss and maybe become a distributor or reseller or something like that yourself. Now, one of the great things about this event is the access you are going to be able to get with these folks. Maybe you want to watch Chris West and you want to ask him some questions. You can do that. Maybe you want to learn more about G-Technic products. You can ask Eric himself. Maybe you want to learn a little bit more about Rupes or Koch Chemie. You can do that too. That's the greatest thing. We're even going to be beaming in the guys from Color Lock and IK Sprayers from on the other side of the world. That's the even cooler part. And you'll be able to get the same access that we get on your computer. How awesome is that? So head on over to the Rag Company YouTube channel, because that's where it's going to be happening. Where you see all the videos, little placeholders up there, it says day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. Set a reminder for yourself. That way you'll be notified right when we start to go live, and you'll be able to not miss a single moment. So we'll see you Tuesday, November 10th, and hopefully we see you through the whole thing at the Rag Company Media Access Show on the Rag Company YouTube channel.
Okay,
Wow.
so
I got
now
chills.
you
I also
know.
got chills.
If you're not on
I think it
the
was
YouTube
cold.
and you're not watching it right now, you better go watch it tonight, because you're going to want to see that video. It's pretty dope.
You don't really have an excuse, because I went out of my way to post the video I edited on every single one of our platforms.
You did.
So, except for Twitch, which is streaming only. But the point is, it's all over the place. Just, if you haven't watched it here, somehow you missed it and you just saw it, now you know. But,
Well, and this is going to be a very fun event. It's going to be something that, I don't know, with everything that's going on, it came as a bit of an idea to go like, we've always heard what this place could do.
Yeah, we had
But we
goals.
never tried it fully, because as you guys know, you've been with us as we've slowly broken in new technology and new products and new new equipment for this studio.
Yep.
And this is finally kind of like, all through COVID, we've been working on this building.
Well,
right?
and
That's what we've been doing.
It's been a full year project of like getting in here and just gutting this building, building it up
It's been
into
2
something that's
years.
going to work for us. Yeah, I mean, we've had the building for longer than that, but basically it just sat for a long time.
Yeah, we emptied it, gutted it, left it just a shell, which we found out there had been a fire in this building previously.
we found burn marks in the ceiling way over in the corner there.
But
It's like, whoa.
we fully rebuilt this building with the intent to be able to host events like this.
Yes.
And that's one of the coolest things. So, virtual only event, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
Wow.
we need to emphasize, just because we say we're having the event and it's at the Rag Company, we are not inviting people to come to the Rag Company for this event because of
those that have not
obvious
already been
health
invited.
reasons. But the people who are actually involved in the production of this stuff, who are actually representatives from the companies, those are the folks who will be allowed to attend. So if you're somebody who just wants to watch, sorry you can't attend in person, but that's the whole point, is that this was designed to make for a really, really good live streaming experience. And the reason we kind of made the push to do this maybe sooner than we even thought we would was because originally we were thinking, oh, this year's going to be trade shows and all this different kind of stuff. And when the actual shows we thought we'd be attending got canceled or moved out, it became a case of, well, we got to do something. Hey, we've been building this stuff up. What if we just tried to do our own thing? What if we invited all the companies? We love collaborating with different businesses. It can be a lot of fun. Maybe we'll just put our hat in the ring and see what happens. Yeah. And that's what this is. So in case you hadn't figured out, we have been building this building for a while, but this project really only came into serious, that when we looked at it as a serious thing we were gonna do, it's only been a couple months of us just like busting our butts trying to get this stuff done. So we have done a ton in a very short amount of time to try and make this work. So, I mean, if people are like, oh, you must have been planning this for years. No, this is like something where it just kind of like we had an idea in our head and then we went, oh, crap, now we got to do something.
We've been planning it for a while,
well,
but it's taken a lot of undertaking.
I want to play up
because of the reasons of the cancellations of other events, things like that.
But what I'm trying to play up is like, if people are, this is the hard part. I'm trying to set reasonable expectations. And so when I try and balance,
it's the first time we've ever done this.
It's the first time we've ever done this. I already had people ask me, well, why didn't you get this company or this company? It's like, that's what I'm trying to like lay out. It's like, we have to have somewhere to grow. And also this is us just really, really getting in there for the first time, trying to coordinate all this kind of event planning. And anybody who's ever planned an event understands how incredibly difficult it is. People can look at it and go, I would have done a better job. You see that all the time when somebody does a car show or something. People are like, it can't be that hard. But unless they've ever actually attempted to do it, they don't understand just what a struggle it can be to try and herd all the cats, get them all lined up, and get the stuff to work out. Just in terms of, you have things that don't work out the way you planned to. Maybe you had a graphic or a video you're making, and it's like, oh, that's not going to happen. But this, we've been extremely fortunate with what we've been able to get done in, I will say, a fairly short amount of time, from the graphics to the other stuff. This is going to be really impressive and on a level you haven't seen us do before. So I am really, really stoked for it. But at the same time, I know there's always going to be people like, oh, you should have done this or that. It's like, we'll get there someday, but we're building on it. And we're really, really working to make this a thing. So all I can ask from all of you who are listening, who are watching, please share this with anybody else who's interested in detailing, interested in cars, or maybe likes one of the companies, or, just has a general passing interest in kind of the bigger picture stuff of what we do here. Maybe you just like watching Rag Company stuff and you're not actually involved with any of it, but the best thing I can ask you to do is just let other people know about it. We can share to the people who follow us, but that's just those people. We want to reach beyond that. So with these live streams and now adding Twitch to it, I think we're going to reach a whole new audience that way. The only way it works is if you guys actually share it with other people. So I am begging you, please let other people know about it. And that's the main thing. Okay. That's my push.
So what'd you guys do this weekend?
Yeah, anyway.
Dane.
Well, I didn't get to a whole lot. I did end up watching the second Borat movie, so there was that.
Oh, man.
And, when your jaw's not on the floor, it's a good time. So, I mean, it is when anyway, it was crazy. But I won't spoil anything for anybody who wants to enjoy it. I think the one thing I want to touch on with that is just how impressive it is that people could manage to pull off these schemes and get in these situations that people believe them. And, well, yeah, and so you have like the obvious surface commentary where people talk about, oh, it's political and stuff, and I get that. There's that concern, but I look at it from like an art perspective of just how amazing it is that people can pull off these kinds of schemes and stuff where people will buy into it, and people have a certain kind of they let their guard down when they're presented with a certain type of person or something. They go, oh, I could say whatever I want in front of this person. Or they let some inner dark stuff out, and then you end up hearing it and you go, oh, whoa, because they don't think anybody's listening, or they just don't really think of it that way. It feels like a freeing moment, and then you realize, oh, a lot of people have some other sides to them and stuff. So it's just interesting, I guess, from a psychological perspective, what really comes out. And obviously, I'm not going to make this whole thing into a very touchy whatever, but it's fascinating to me, and that's what I wanted to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else did you do?
Other than that, I really didn't do a lot. I brushed some leaves off my roof. I got around the yard,
How'd you get
turned
those
off I got on a ladder, and I went up on the roof, and I took a soft broom and pushed it around.
A regular broom?
Because I don't want to knock up my tiles, my shingles.
But they're asphalt.
Yeah, but if you bend them up and they don't... people freak me out about like if you touch a shingle on your roof the wrong way, you could potentially crack or do stuff.
You gotta lift it all the way off and pull the nails.
Yeah,
free.
but I mean, if you brush it the wrong way and it comes up, it's like I just don't want to.
Okay.
I don't want to introduce that opportunity.
Okay.
So
Well, I'm proud of you for taking care of
making
it.
a point of
nice
dealing
to be
with
safe.
that. Because if people don't know, I have a massive tree in my backyard that's not in my yard, it's in my neighbor's yard, and it hangs over my house. So it's like a 70-30 split.
Did you get your chainsaw on a stick yet and go over there and start
No,
cutting
because
those
this tree
branches
is
down?
like 200 feet tall. It's
No,
ridiculously
that's what
tall.
chainsaw on a stick's for. And then you got a ladder. So you
Do you have
climb
a
up the ladder.
200-foot chainsaw on a stick? Because I don't.
I have a friend that does.
You could just, or have a tree company come out and trim. You could literally pay that tree company to come out and literally go straight up that side of that yard.
But
you're legally obligated and legally allowed to do that. Because if that branch falls on your house, it's not your neighbor's fault.
right. But at the same time, I am somebody who's driven by aesthetics, and I find it really ugly when you see a tree that's just trimmed straight
Okay.
up.
All
It
right.
looks bad.
But you like it.
I
So you
like,
like that
I like the
overhang.
visual of the tree in my backyard. I do not enjoy the branches and the
Well, then you
leaves
can
that
trim
come
it up
with it.
so that the branches maybe don't land on the roof.
And,
Maybe
you
they
know,
land in the backyard
It's
or the front
mostly,
yard.
in fairness, it's
That's an
mostly
idea.
leaves on my roof. The branches rarely wind up on the roof, but they often end up on my back patio
Mm-hmm.
and around the yard area. So, yeah, I mean, not the most exciting thing to talk about in the world, but it's a fact of life.
Nothing funner than a chainsaw on a stick. Am I right?
You just gotta
Especially
tell me.
during
Well,
Halloween.
I think I saw a movie like that once. All right, that was basically me. There's really not a whole lot to talk about this week. But I'm sure you guys did
I
something.
too did nothing, Dane.
Oh, really?
was
Wow.
nothing.
This
It was
is a really
relaxing.
effective podcast when we
It
have
was
nothing
relaxing.
to talk
Wow.
about.
Well, remember,
weekend-wise.
ladies and gentlemen, I had a procedure done on my shoulder.
Yes, you shouldn't be doing
And
things.
shouldn't be doing stuff for a little while. However, I'm going to go against the doctor's orders and do something maybe next week. But we got to make that money, right? So I just took the weekend kind of to just chill,
Yeah.
right? Friday night, kids and I going to get ourselves a little Papa Murphy's jack-o'-lantern pizza.
A
Okay.
take and bake.
Take and bake.
Okay, I like that. Yeah.
Those of you wondering, it's a pizza in the shape of a pumpkin
Right.
with pepperonis around it, and then like for the eyes, and they make a smiley face.
It's not
and-
actually made out of pumpkin. It's
no,
just pumpkin
no,
shaped.
just a
There's
pumpkin.
no pineapple on that pizza, right?
No.
That's a crime.
So-
Every pizza should have.
Already, it
pineapple
was a
on it.
pepperoni.
Dang, you're wrong.
My
I'm
children,
right.
My children did not
Pineapples
eat
rise
pepperoni
up.
pizzas. But anyway, Augie found the ad earlier in the week.
Oh, okay.
Freaked out.
Wow.
We could get this pizza on Friday. Comes with it was that plus some cookie dough for $13.
ooh.
I said you better
Like a 12-piece cookie dough, perhaps?
like a
Or-
bowl, like a
Yeah, they
jug
give you
of
like
cookie
a
dough.
like a
in.
tub.
It's a big-
So
like
you
a
can
tub.
make a
tub.
cookie as large as you would like,
Yeah.
technically,
Yeah,
right?
technically.
There's really no limit there.
Correct.
Wow.
They kind of stop cooking well at a certain size.
Yeah.
So.
No, that's
But-
not true, Dane.
Oh, I
So-
know. I've tried.
So here's the deal. I told him because I'm asking my children to do things now. You know, they need to
Make
be
them responsible.
contributing members of society, right? Augie's fascinated with coupons.
Okay.
Thinks it's great because he sees it as money, right?
Has he seen one of those shows like Extreme Couponing
no,
or something like
I don't
that?
ever want him to see that.
Because that's dangerous.
Point is, I gave him the responsibility of holding on to that.
Okay.
I said, you keep this safe. You keep this until Friday, and we'll go get it on Friday when I come home.
You had one job.
That's all I had to do,
Yep.
right? And I said, go put this on, go take a thumbtack and pin it to your wall in your room, right?
Sure. Whatever's
Roll
easiest.
up, pull up in the driveway, basically honk the horn, say, hey, hop in the car, let's go. Kids come running out, get in the car. We head over to Papa Murphy's. As soon as we're pulling out of the driveway, I go, Og, you got the coupon? Oh, no, I forgot. Pull back into the driveway. We all get out of the car, go in the house, look for it. House is spotless, right? Immaculate. Go into Augie's room. His room's immaculate. Look on the table where we've had the previous mailings and all that stuff. Empty. Hey, Carly, do you know where everything went? She's like, no, my mom came over and helped clean up today, so I don't know. Could have gotten thrown away. I go look in the trash cans. Not there.
Nowhere.
So I tell Og, I go, well, let's see what we can do. He's pretty bummed. Get in the car. We drive over to Papa Murphy's, walk up, get the cookie dough, order the pizza. I tell the lady, hey, we had a coupon for a deal, $13. it was his responsibility to hold on to it. I point to this little 6-year-old. Said, but he lost it. Augie puts on the sad face, and he's like, yeah, I lost the coupon. The lady goes, oh, that's fine. I'll let it go.
Oh, man.
Rings it up. Then she goes, could you put in your phone number for me for the rewards?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Yeah. Papa Murphy's rewards. Put my phone number in. Free cheese bread.
No
on top of this.
way.
So told Hadley, grab one of those cheese breads. Hadley runs over, gets it. She's like, what? What? Are we having cheese bread too? Augie's just like,
tonight we
he's he's a maniac, right?
He's
Sticking
a
his tongue out.
Yeah.
He's making gurgling noises. I'm like,
Wow.
I think I figured out why he lost the coupon.
Yeah. Both kids kind of just doing happy dances. I paid. I was like, thank you. Appreciate for that. The kids walk over, watch him make our pumpkin pizza. They're laughing at the eyes on the pumpkin. They think it's hilarious. We take the pizza home, cook it up. Before we cook it up, I have to proceed to remove all of the pepperoni from this pizza that they just put together.
Wow. Why so?
No. My children do not eat pepperoni.
Oh, okay. Just is that personal choice?
Before they...
Well, Dane...
Did you tell them that it's just healthy meat?
Jack-o'-lantern face, and you got to use pepperonis to make that face. So
Dane would have...
I think
each and every single one of those pepperonis.
Excellent person when I worked in retail, but if I had gotten that person on the inside, I would have been screaming and cursing their name.
Well, it was only about 10 pepperonis that we had to worry about. And so
it's a small thing, but I'm sure after a day of dealing with people,
I just took them and I threw them in the trash.
Oh my gosh.
No, I ate it. I just moved them over to one slice. So it was a heavy slice of pepperoni.
I like that. Yeah.
Put it in the oven, cooked up a mostly cheese pizza with one section of pepperoni.
Wow.
And okay, so they're not like freaked out if it touched it. They just don't want it on.
They just they don't eat pepperoni pizza.
Okay. Because some kids will like see it. Like my brother used to be like that. He would see it and he goes, that touched that. I can't have that.
No, my
now.
kids don't. They just said, we're not eating that. And I said, well, the good news is we just move them. And they were like,
okay,
problem solved.
There's different levels to this.
So anyway, point is they enjoyed their cheese pizza.
Yep.
Augie engulfed most of that cheese bread.
Did he?
It was insane.
It's just more cheese.
Let me just
pizza
say I was
without
chasing
sauce,
his blood
essentially.
sugar all night.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Because it took everything in my power to get him to drop below 300. It was nuts.
Yikes.
Then the next day, it got cool out, right? Started to get chilly, nice little brisk wind. I thought, ooh, baked potatoes.
Ooh.
Get some soup, some chili. I made some ramen.
No, you didn't.
You know what I did with the ramen?
Yeah, what'd you do?
Cooked up a chicken breast.
No
Cut and sliced up
way.
the chicken breast, threw it in the ramen.
Amazing. You made a pho is what you did.
I did make a pho, and it was delightful, and the family loved it. They all ate it.
Oh, so
Everybody
good.
was like, this is really good. I'm like, I know, and it's cheap. And then, made the baked potatoes, a little kosher salt, some butter, put them in the oven for 45 minutes, pull them out. They're crispy and salty.
Delicious.
How do you serve it?
I just hand you a potato covered in butter and salt.
Okay, so you don't like split it or dress it up.
Well, Dane, the potato's completely encased, and then I hand it to you. It's up to you to build it out.
Okay.
If you want to cut a slit, dig your fork in there and scoop it.
That's why I'm asking
it up,
the important questions, because you do all this delicate work setting it up, but the presentation is an equal form.
No, it's just a crunchy potato with a lot of kosher salt and butter on it.
Yeah, because I was gonna
so
dip into
and the
cilantro
kosher salt.
and
I see you choose that over normal
sour
cream.
I am a
sea
kosher
salt.
salt fanatic.
And is it
love
because of the
kosher salt.
flavor of kosher
Yes,
salt?
I like kosher salt
specifically.
I put kosher salt on everything.
But is it the flake size that you like, or just the flavor?
I like the crunch of it.
Yeah, the crunch is good,
and I like the flavor mostly.
Yeah.
I put it on everything. So
yeah,
and then fresh ground pepper.
It is kosher. Is the one thing I like about it. It's certified kosher.
Just dumping cubes of sea salt on it.
Yeah. And then so while we were kind of doing that, I just wanted to relax, just chill out, right? And started. It was nice, good little weekend. We just kind of hung out. I dyed the seat on the Suburban. Finally finished the dyeing process.
How was the match?
Got that. Pretty good.
Okay.
Fun fact: I'm way better at matching it a second time than I am the first time.
That's good.
So
we noted.
I only had a very small amount. I put it in my gun, sprayed it, and was like, "Oh crap, I'm out." Mm-hmm. So then I had to make some more paint, but I was able to get my color match almost identical in less than 5 minutes.
Wow.
Wow.
Using my brain.
Wow. A lesser
That is an
expert.
important
I didn't
tool.
make a list or like a rest. I just kind of guessed. I was like, okay, so let's see. I'm going to do this, and this. And use the color wheel. And all of a sudden I was like, walked over to the passenger side, set a drop on. I was like,
Yeah.
what? Like, I can't believe that. So then I mixed that all up, put my crosslinker in, put it in the gun, sprayed it, got my heat gun out, dried it, sprayed it again, got my heat gun out, dried it, sprayed it again, heat gunned it, then dumped the remainder of the paint, grabbed a little filler because I had some little low spots still.
Yeah.
Mixed in some filler into that same color, filled up some of the spots,
No way. Yeah.
right, to match some of the other cracks that I
next
saw.
Level. Mm-hmm.
Fix those. Then top coat, crosslinker.
Ooh.
Put them together. Let it sit for 12 hours. Came back out to the garage the next day. Put a little more in. Second coat of top coat. But in between the two top coats, 4,000 grit sandpaper.
Wow.
Knocked it down a
That
little
looks
bit.
like a new leather seat, I'm guessing.
Well, it looks like a repaired leather seat is what it looks like.
Yeah.
Good match. Decent match. I need a little more practice. I had some massive tears.
Yeah, they were sizable.
Good sized chunks. And if I was smart, I would have tried to push one of the tears, like put the underlayment under and then try and push them together more a little bit.
What'd you do instead?
Oh, I just put the glue patch on and put them together and then filled it with filler.
So it was like, no. Okay.
Yeah, so if I could push them together more, maybe get them to overlap just a touch and then sand it down,
Gotcha.
I probably could have made it work a little more. But
Still,
I'm pretty proud of myself.
it's going to hold up.
It's going to hold, I hope. Put the top coat on, let it sit again for another 8 hours or so, and then I went out there and put sealant. Sealant on all over the seat and on the steering wheel, and did both front seats. I did the sealant on both front seats because the other seats aren't bad, but the main driver's seat had a couple tears that finally started to break. But all in all, got that done, so that was pretty sweet. But very light, easy labor. Nothing major. Listen to an audiobook when I did that. Then, I thought, man, I should have dumped the sprinklers like I was supposed to.
Right.
Should have done the furnace filter like I was supposed
maybe
to.
some things are more
Also,
important than the leather seat.
There was a couple things, honeydew items that I probably should have done, and I thought, I'll get them this week. It'll be fine.
It's the time of year where you do those things. Yeah.
Woke up Monday morning. It's 20-degree weather.
Yeah, it was cold.
20 degrees.
We dipped into the teens
It
here
got
in Boise.
cold.
It was
got cold.
frigid.
Headed to work. Thought, whoa, it's 20 degrees outside. This is
Crazy.
crazy. Yeah. Hopped in the Suburban. I warmed up the Suburban because I let the dogs out, or the dog and the cat.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, that's cold.
Now, I'm going to throw this out there. Guys in Minnesota, other places like, it's not cold. This is cold. Like, understand, this time of year, we don't get this cold this time
we've
of
been
year
high
generally.
At 70,
Yeah, we just
69,
had
70.
that last week, was in the 70s.
Yeah.
So
to
this
have
is,
a high of 40 and a low of 20, it's a little
dip.
too early. This
Yeah.
is that's December weather.
we usually get,
right?
December.
So I'm like, all of Augie's pumpkin patch completely destroyed.
Oh, no. Yeah.
So,
That's what happens.
well, it was
Poor
pretty
guy.
cool. I didn't know this, but pumpkin patches, when they freeze, the leaves just disintegrate.
Yeah, they do.
It's pretty rad. So it just
They
cleans up.
cleans itself.
Cleans itself up pretty easily.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, that's pretty rad.
I wish my neighbor's trees leaves did that.
Oh, that'd be sweet. So
Dane, I wish your backyard would do that.
I wish my backyard would do that.
So yesterday in the morning, we're hanging out. We're here. We're telling stories.
Yeah,
we're joking.
have a good
we're
time.
laughing.
Yeah.
We're all giggling and heartily laughing. Mm-hmm. My wife calls and says, "Hey, there's a sound coming from the side of the house. Did you forget to blow out the sprinklers?" And I said, "Yes." She goes, "In the furnace, it's not warming up. It's
Ooh.
not. The house is stuck at like 63. I can't get it to go any hotter." And I was like, I was gonna change I bet that filter's clogged.
Yeah.
How'd that filter look when you eventually got around to it?
Came home last night.
Okay.
First thing I did, drain the sprinklers, drain the irrigation, blow out the sprinklers, go over to my furnace, replace the furnace filter. When I pulled the old filter out, let's just say it was black.
Oh.
Wow.
Remember, the last time I had that thing serviced or changed was live on the podcast.
Right. What
during
what
COVID
month would that have been?
That was like April.
Yeah.
It was April when I changed it.
It was still within this year, though.
Yeah. So I changed it in April. Got dirty over the summer. Changing it for the winter.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
Normal.
Probably should have done it sooner, but I forget.
Like every 6 months is kind of an average.
Yeah. So not too bad, but still, I probably should do it a little more.
Yeah. So if you're listening, you should do that.
Then took my machete out there, harvested some pumpkins.
Oh, wow.
Augie got 10 pumpkins, ranging in size from that Coke, from that Mountain Dew can, all the way to a yellow one about this big around.
Wow.
So not too bad. Good little
first
haul.
harvest, yeah.
Yeah.
Were those the ones that survived? Or?
That's what was left.
Okay.
Everything else, like those were the only 10 that grew. Everything else we had one big one that was going, but the birds and the squirrels got to it, and basically dissolved it. That's pretty gross.
Yeah, they get gross.
But all in all, point is, folks, do those things that you need to do, because I would have done those before the freeze.
There was a dramatic shift from last week to this week.
Now, it is going to warm back up. We're supposed to be at a 69 this weekend as a high.
Nice.
Very nice.
You know, one of the great temperatures.
Yeah.
So, but Anthony, what'd you do?
Yeah,
Did you
what'd
do
you
anything
do?
fun, crazy?
So that's where I'm kind of on the same page as most of you guys, right?
Okay.
I Friday night, right? Pretty chill afternoon. You
got a new house. You don't have to worry about a furnace filter right now.
No, I don't. It's nice. But I did go to the gym Friday night, trying to get back into working out, right? Working on my fitness a little bit.
Yeah.
I see.
No, and it's less fitness food in my mouth and more fitness body.
I think you got the joke backwards, but sure.
Yeah, that doesn't work. But anyway,
Anyway, so
pumping some iron.
So
Nothing to do with recent polling on Facebook, was it?
no.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
No, and so kind of trying to do that, right? And so
I ate a bag of chips.
what's that?
I ate a bag of chips while you were at the gym.
Oh, that's good, right? Saturday, woke up, right? Rainy weather, right? And I was on board with you guys, kind of like, man, it's kind of dreary outside. You know, what's there really to do today?
Chili,
right?
some cornbread. You should have gone to Cracker Barrel.
And it was cold, man. It was a cold day, and it just wasn't used to
Super
it. Right?
Bowl food
And
weather.
I'm the guy that wears shorts until I can no longer wear shorts.
You wear shorts
You
all
do
the time.
that.
And
do
so, like,
do that.
basically, when I walk outside, I'm like, oh my God, it's cold, right? And people are like, but you're wearing shorts and a t-shirt. And I'm like, yeah, that's the weather is still cold regardless of what I'm
Right.
wearing. But they're like, you'd be warmer if you're wearing pants and like maybe like a long
My body
sleeve.
would be warmer, but it's still cold outside.
And so, but you have to remember, guys, my biggest rule is I dress for speed and comfort, right?
True.
So I want to get out of a situation or into a situation as fast as I possibly can.
And
I want to
dress
be comfortable.
for in case I get locked out of somewhere and I have to be outside for an hour.
Correct. And that's how you dress, right?
Wow,
And so,
mine's like a hybrid of both those
Yeah,
things.
no,
'Cause
I want-
big fleece pants, just nice fuzzy
got fleece
PJs.
pants on today?
Not
today.
today, but just like
okay.
when you're at home, you're cozy.
Yeah.
You be cozy.
But I want to be fast. Like, I want to be like, holy crap, a dog just got out. Or
You gotta
somebody
run
just
so you don't
broke
get
into your
bitten.
car and they're running off with your
Right.
iPad. I want to be able to run faster than them.
Do these
Right.
things happen to you often?
It's happened enough in my life to where I feel like I need to be prepared for
All
them.
right.
I've been
So-
locked out many times in which I feel like I need to make sure I'm always at the ready.
Yeah.
Also, we're both vigilant.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I want to be prepared, basically.
Right.
So anyway, Saturday, pretty rainy day, man. There wasn't really a whole lot I had planned. I did some stuff around the house. Same thing like you did. I kind of cleaned up the garage. I did go out and knock out a couple things. So my lights I have on my ceiling, right? They're connected via those T8 wire lights, right? And so, because they daisy chain, but I need to get those sucked up into the ceiling, or not into the ceiling.
You want
but I
them
wanna-
kind of borderline
looking
precise.
nice.
I wanted to do a wire
flush.
hider, right? So
Yeah.
went to the store, got wire hiders, did those in all 3 wires. Looks 100 times better.
It looks great.
And I had some extra wire hiders, so I hid my what's that called? Your sprinkler system wire. So I kind of started doing some
yeah.
cleanup just around the garage, getting
For the
things
module.
looking a lot better. I did that, and I also tinted the windows on the inside of my garage because I'm not about that clarity.
Yeah,
right?
you don't want
Yeah.
peepers peeking in
Well,
at your
it's-
amazing car collection.
Well, it's not just that. These damn lights I got are so freaking bright. There's 6 of those lights,
Yeah,
right?
they illuminate the driveway quite well.
When I turn those on from the outside of the house with the garage closed,
Does it just look like a floodlight on your
it
neighbor's
is
driveway?
blinding. It is.
You know what we should do is open up our garages, turn on the lights in the middle, like when it's dark outside, take a picture
Yeah.
and show everybody. We'll post them on there, and
Okay.
then I want to see other people's dark, bright garages with the lights on.
It is freaking bright. And so I wanted to fix that. So I put just went down to the store and I got you kind of do it yourself tinting kit, right, for windows. I did an okay job. I did it at the last house, and I think I did a better job.
Is this the Home Depot one they sell?
The Home
they
Depot
got the
one.
rolls.
And they just have rolls, and you just kind of cut them, and it's just kind of like vinyl wrapping or laying like PPF.
Yeah,
but
basically.
I'm so horrible with a knife, regardless of how many knives I own. I can't cut anything to save my life.
Practice cutting.
Yeah.
Well, like with a razor
scissors?
blade. No, well, I suck with scissors too, but I just a razor
knife?
blade. Exacto knife. I'm just don't know why I'm so bad at it. Can't figure it out.
So I don't know if you knew this, but that's a skill they teach in elementary school.
Yes, I
Get
know.
your penknife out
So
and
fun
just-
fact:
Augie is
kindergarten. Right?
Augie's all about that cutting game.
Kindergarten. When we started learning how to use scissors, I was the worst at using scissors in my entire class, right? Because
You're left-handed.
I was
I'm
going to say,
left-
are you...
I'm left-handed.
You're left-handed. Ah,
and they were
okay.
giving everybody right-handed scissors, right?
yeah.
Yep.
So it made me feel like I couldn't cut anything, and they said, "Well, just use your other hand." So I tried to use my other hand, still sucked at it.
Right.
So
It's
the
not your
teacher
dominant
had to
hand.
go back. She felt so bad, right? She went out and got me a pair of left-handed scissors, right, that she bought with her own money, and brought them back. And she said, "Now you should be able to cut." Still sucked at it, right? And I wasn't good. And she's like, "I don't understand." She's like, like Rebecca over there, she's so good at cutting with scissors, and you're not very good at it. And I kind of felt like maybe that's what I didn't have
So
a
it's
lot
like
of
it
confidence.
sounds like
Sorry,
some-
Anthony, you're defective.
So that sounds like some baggage that you've been
Yeah, I
carrying
just
with
didn't
you
care.
for a really long time.
Roughly 25 years, you know what I mean?
How does that make you feel? Like,
Not great. I basically feel like, so now when I go to take a razor blade to something, I'm like, I don't know how confident I
Right,
am in this.
that
So,
image replays in your
needless
mind.
to say, I am planning on being a surgeon, and I am wanting to get into doing these things.
I
to-
think you
Remind me
should have
not to
started a
sign
while
up
back.
for-
I don't know if you should do that now.
Yikes.
No, I'm going to go learn down in Mexico.
Wait, so
Okay, all right.
now I'm curious, because as a left-handed person who throws with their right, what do you throw with?
I
Like
throw
if
with
you're
my left.
pitching.
I throw
Really?
I
Okay.
throw with my left, and I kick with my right.
Interesting.
And I'm left-handed.
Dane's
that weird?
versatile.
Yeah.
He can do
But
all
I
things.
can't write with my right hand, but I power right, left is finesse.
Yeah.
That's the
Power
No.
right.
So,
Any
What
rate.
do
Sorry,
you do with
Dave.
that right to increase the power? That's the question.
Well, when you're pitching,
oh, okay. That's
yeah,
power.
yeah,
All
okay.
right.
when you're
know what
pitching,
you're
when you're
saying.
rowing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
well, yeah, that is kind of funny that you bring that up though, because I bowl right-handed, right? I kick right-handed. I right left. I throw left. I bat left. I can also
Interesting.
bat right, right? But when it comes to a basketball, I can shoot both left-handed and right-handed. I'm actually more accurate when I shoot right-handed.
So when I text with my phone
Same,
or I'm
yeah.
holding my phone, it's mostly with my right hand.
You're right-handed.
Yeah.
But I
though.
am right-handed.
But
That
I
makes
use
sense.
my right hand with the phone too to like type and stuff.
Yeah, like if you're holding your phone and you're texting or
Yeah,
typing.
weirdly, I don't
like
type
I don't
with my
put it
left
in my
hand.
left hand.
What do you do?
I don't
You're
know.
on your phone all the time.
My
Surely
hands
you
are
must
so damn
know.
small. When I hold this big iPhone 8
both
Plus,
hands. You hold
I
both
have to
hands.
use both hands. I can't do this because it hurts my thumb.
This, this new little iPhone 12, it's not a mini, but it's a normal one. It just
Comfortable.
I can make my whole thumb fit all the way across.
Wow.
I'm envious. So
It's quite nice.
anyway, so Saturday I worked on that kind of stuff, just projects around the house, and I went out and also I went to go get a Canon air filter for the Dodge, right?
Say for his house.
I really wanted to let that
Got that for
V8
the furnace,
breathe.
for the furnace filter.
So, but my thought was, right, because I'd hate changing the normal paper
Right.
filters, and
These you don't have to change ever.
these don't really
you
have
just
to change
throw
it.
them
No,
in,
just-
you leave them.
You
No, you have
are
to
supposed to
clean
clean
them.
them.
Nature takes
You're
their-
supposed
takes
to
its
re-oil
course.
and
No,
clean
you're
them.
supposed to clean them. So
If you don't do that, you're doing it wrong, and your car might blow up.
I went out and got
Dane,
one.
I've never cleaned my
But, you
Canon
know,
in the Elantra.
My mint
Never.
Dodge Ram has a
still
couple
sucks just fine.
quirks, right?
It does suck.
My air box is a little bit broken. There's a couple tabs on there that are broken, so I've zip tied those
Correct.
in the past.
So you've
Nothing
been
a good
looking for a
zip
new
tie
box.
can't fix.
So I've been looking
and
for a
you
new
got
box.
a gasket.
Yeah. So I put the new Canon in and went to go close the thing. It's just not really closing right.
Right, yeah.
So I basically held it as tight as I could hold it, zip tied the damn thing together, and now I'm in search of a new airbox because there is a pretty large
this is
gap.
my favorite.
So there's a pretty large gap in between that, right?
Mhm.
So,
But it's still sucking air.
yeah, it's still sucking
Still
air.
breathing.
yeah,
now-
it's just a little leaky.
So basically, just like my Honda Civic, I've been going to the junkyard quite a bit, right? Because I've been
Right.
It's a
trying.
Dodge
of
Ram. You
great
should be able to
parts.
find lots of parts.
One of the benefits of buying 2000 model cars.
Yeah,
It's one of the things. That's why Anthony and I
surplus of parts.
always talk about that. It's basically a smorgasbord of parts.
It's not as much the year so much as it is buying a common vehicle.
No, it's definitely the year.
definitely
Dane.
the year.
You buy a
Dane.
common vehicle that tends to have
2001 Chevy Suburban, 2001 Dodge Ram 1500.
Statistically, cars
Honda
that wind
Civic,
up in the junkyard either have
2006
common
Hyundai
issues that lead
Elantra.
to catastrophic
Beautiful.
failure,
All of them
or they were
perfect.
bought
Yeah.
in such
Perfect
volume
vehicles.
that they inevitably wind up in a junkyard more than other vehicles.
Well, teach their own, Dane. But basically, I've been going to the junkyard, right, trying to find things, right?
Right.
First thing I've been looking for is a brake reservoir cap, right?
Yeah.
Just a cap.
Just the
Dime
cap.
a dozen,
Went to the
you'd think.
junkyard last Friday, right? While we were here at work, I ran over there to go grab one. There is about 30
Dodge Rams?
Dodge Magnum 5.2s there, right? V8s, right? There's about 30 of them there in one way, shape, or form, whether they're in a Durango or a Ram or whatever the heck they're in, right?
Right.
Every freaking cap has been taken, right? And I asked the guy, hey, every cap is missing. Do you guys have a box of them? Oh, no, there's just some guys that just come in here and they just grab them all at once and then they like sell them and stuff. And I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? He's like, maybe you could try to find one of those guys and buy it from him. And I'm
Right.
like, I'm at the junkyard, man.
Well, I
I'm
know
like-
how your
like-
brain
like,
works. You're like, I am not paying for
this
something
is-
I could have gotten
This is
myself.
infuriating. I could get that for 50 cents here, and everybody keeps taking
Screw
them.
this guy.
And he's
I'm
like,
getting
well,
my own.
obviously, guys, like, you need them. And I'm like, yes. So while I was also there, right, I did see an airbox, right? And I had one that I was like, okay, this one's pretty mint, right?
Right,
There's nothing
yeah.
really wrong with it.
Was this
So-
yesterday?
last Friday.
Oh,
so
okay,
I
yeah.
tucked this thing away, right?
Yeah,
And I put
hid
that, I hid it away,
Put it
and I
under a
said,
seat.
I might be back here next week.
Wait. But where did you hide it?
I hid it in a Dodge Intrepid, right? In like the back seat of some Dodge Intrepid. It
yeah.
was like, it was not even in the same
Another vehicle that didn't
right?
have that engine.
Yeah.
So
And so I go back to the junkyard yesterday, right, to go get my airbox. So I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I need
Walk
that back,
over to that
right?
Intrepid.
Walk over there, go to the Intrepid, gone. Airbox disappeared. And I think, what in the actual hell? This is untouched. Like, why would anybody be grabbing? So I am now have this theory that there is somebody following my footsteps.
there's some guy like waiting out in the
are
weeds
people that
next
watch
to
you
the lot,
hide stuff,
and he's
and they
watching.
may
He's
just go
like, this
buy it
guy's
just
going to
'cause.
the Dodge. He's getting
yeah,
the Magnum
he's
parts.
grabbing. He's grabbing that.
He's like David Attenborough narrating.
Yeah.
Like,
So
Yeah,
point
piece
is,
of
you
crap,
should have just
man.
taken that with you when you found
I
it
should
and bought
have.
it.
I don't know why I didn't. I think I was just like, well, I'll be back next week. It's fine. So I was pretty pissed about that. So mint airbox gone. All the other ones are jacked up. So that sucked. Anyway, so Saturday, that was kind of what I did. Put the new cane in and, really let her breathe, open her up. But they don't really start acting, they don't really start kicking in the horsepower
They get some dirt
until
in
they've
them.
broken in, right? They need to break in a little bit. And
Yeah.
so looking forward to that. And other than that, though, I'm planning on kind of piecing everything together because I'm going to be detailing the Civic this weekend, right? I'm going to be doing a full-on everything, doing the coding with CSL and EXO finally, right? Katie's going out of town. I got 4 days
Wow.
of freedom. And
man. That's freedom, just missing your wife.
Missing my wife. Yes, correct. I'm missing her so much as I'm polishing.
I don't think she listens to this program.
that
You're
pain.
probably
Freedom
safe.
to miss your wife.
Yes, exactly. So I said, hey, go have fun. It's going to be really tough without you here.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
going to
not
miss you
gonna know what
every
you're
single
gonna do.
day. And she was like, okay, I'm sorry. She's like, I hope maybe next time you can come on the trip. I'm like, yeah, maybe next time. So anyway, I'm going to be throwing down on the paint, right?
Ugh.
Cleaning it up,
gotta
right?
be
Getting that
fun.
red all nice and glossy, coating it in CSL and EXO. I'm going to be doing, I think I'm going to knock out the fender wells. I think I'm going to do the engine bay. I'm going to be using a lot of steam, I think is what I'm going to be doing instead. So I think for everything in the fender wells, I'm going to try to make as least mess as possible and just use steam to clean up all the coilovers and all that stuff. And then from there, it will be just full on, washing the car and doing all that. So I'm looking forward to doing
Are you
that.
going to deep clean the interior too, or just going to work on the
Interior's money.
See, I
It isn't
believe
anything.
he's going to be doing all these things in his garage. He's going to be using all these tools, except instead of the car, it's actually going to be a guy he noticed looking at Dodge Rams out in the junkyard. He's going to have him inside his garage, got everything, like plastic taped up, do it like Taken style. He's going to be interrogating this guy about where he keeps all his
I will. I will find the guy that keeps following
He says,
me.
take a couple
taking
of
my
leads
Dodge
and like the
Ram
whole.
parts.
Oh my god! the original the
version of
kneecap
him with
thing.
a
And really,
mustache.
the battery is just like, I'm gonna turn this up unless you tell me where you keep those caps.
God,
Oh my
man.
God.
I know the freaking Dodge Ram caps. Just give them back, right?
Where are they?
No, but
You
I
have
so
to check
I-
the other junkyards.
Yeah.
To see, too.
Anyway, so but I also got my sound system in, right? So basically, Dodge Ram
nice.
finally getting the sound system.
Ooh.
For anybody wondering, I went with a Kenwood deck.
Friends at Crutchfield.
Friends at Crutchfield. I wouldn't call
Oh,
them
yeah.
friends, but they were really nice
Well,
guys.
I would just say I love Crutchfield Parts and Services because of the fact not only free shipping on anything that you buy,
Yeah.
but
2-day shipping.
Great
uh,
instructions.
great instruction manuals,
Yeah.
great prices.
Yeah.
One of the great things I do is sign up for their newsletter because they send you emails on random items that you may or may
Heavily
not
discounted.
want,
Yeah.
but killer pricing.
What
Like
I've noticed
blowout
is
stuff.
they may not always be the cheapest, but you get such a good deal with the package they give you to make sure it
Well,
fits
they're
in your
always
vehicle.
the cheapest.
I found some that were cheaper sometimes when I was looking, but the point was they gave you extra items that helped it fit better that other places
That's
won't.
right.
Other places, you get cheaper, you're only getting the stereo or something.
My old Jeep, my Elantra, my
Yeah.
old Honda, the Suburban, all run Kenwood decks, all purchased from Crutchfield.
Crutchfield always made
Wow.
sure it actually fit. So we're not sponsored
Next-
by them or anything,
next
but
plan,
shout out anyway.
Speakers, new head unit for the Camry.
Like that, yeah. Anyway, so got
What'd you
my
get?
got my Kenwood deck, right?
Oh,
Amazon
can't go
Alexa
wrong.
compatible, right?
Oh.
Which is pretty
Well, that's
fantastic.
compatible, even better.
Just a single DIN with a CD.
Yeah, nothing wrong
Do
with
you
a single
realize
one.
that they're making decks now without a CD player?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That is
I almost
weird
did
to
it for
me.
the Suburban.
That's not
but,
weird to me.
That's super
Decided
weird to
against
me,
it.
Dane. I'm a 90s 2000s vehicle owner, and
My
so
2020 Tacoma does not have a CD player.
I wouldn't know that luxury.
My mother-in-law's Elantra does not have a CD player.
Yeah.
She bought a Discman
to plug.
and then
Oh,
had to plug it in through an auxiliary headphone jack into a headphone jack so that she could play her audio. She's a 75-year-old woman, Dane.
Whatever
She's not
it
gonna
is she
learn
wants
how
to listen to,
relearn
I
something.
guarantee you, with some searching online, she could find a digital version of
Dane,
that.
she
She could play
doesn't
it through
know
her
what
phone.
online is.
You can help her.
Dane, I've tried that. You know what I just tried to do? Her apartment
fact
complex.
she's making a rude-
Here's the deal. Her apartment complex canceled everybody's cable services. Right?
There should be
Set
no
up
reason.
Wi-Fi for everybody. Said, hey, we're getting rid of cable, but hey, we're getting Wi-Fi now for the whole building, free internet
Yeah.
for everybody at a 100 megabytes per second. So feel free to stream or call a company to get your cable. So she called us and goes, "Can I get on your guys' cable stuff?" And we were like, "Our streaming?" And she's like, "Yeah." And so Carly went over and set up Netflix for her mom. And she goes, she didn't care. Her mom didn't. Her mom was like, "I don't, whatever."
I have empathy for people
So
who
now
don't
it's set
understand,
up,
but I
and
do
we're
not have as
showing
much
her.
empathy for people not willing to learn.
It's not that they're not willing to learn, Dane. They just enter a time in their age, in their life, where it's too much.
Where they stop
Their brains,
caring as much.
Not caring. Their brains just don't have the capacity.
Yeah,
That seems harsher than what I said.
Anyway, getting back to what I was saying.
You don't need a Rube Goldberg
Amazon
trap to
Alexa compatible,
play your
right?
music.
It's got a CD player on there, right? Because I want to keep it old school with the Dodge Ram. Sometimes I like to listen to a little Garth Brooks, right?
Same. It's not
know-
Garth Brooks, but I like to listen to CDs.
A little Alan Jackson, right?
Yeah.
You know, something country music, right?
Yeah.
'Cause I'm a huge fan of country music.
which I didn't
Ever
know
since
that
he got
until
that
you bought this
Ram.
truck.
Yeah, me either. I didn't know that either. But God's Country is my anthem in that truck, and that's all I listen to.
You do play that a lot.
And so basically, I got that right. JBL
I
6
think it's
by
the only song you have.
it might be, Dane. JBL 6x9s in the
Yeah,
front, right?
nice. Three ways.
Refurbished scratch and dent,
Nice.
right? So I wanted to save
Great
some
deal,
money,
great
right?
deal.
And then in the rears, I got Kenwood.
Free shipping, which is even better.
Yep, Kenwood 5 1/4s in the rear too.
Ooh.
I think those are either 2
Yeah,
or 3 ways. But I'm looking at 22 watts, right, of power, right? So I was actually comparing a lot of other decks, right? The Pioneers, they're in that price range, are about 13 to 14 watts, right?
Yeah, but see, it's
The
not
Kenwoods-
always about the number on the page.
No, it is all about the
It is
watts
all
coming
about the
out.
number. So,
no.
but basically, so I'm getting some good power out of these things, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be wiring in a sub. There's no real place to put one in that truck. Like I don't know.
In
how
my
to-
huge truck, I have no place to put a
Well,
sub.
And if
otherwise
I
he
just
puts
put it
a
on the
build.
floor-
There's the sub box. There's the under seat boxes, but then he loses all the valuable storage that he could create under the seat, under that seat.
How
now,
much are you using
now,
that?
Here's another
Good,
thing.
a lot.
One of the great things about Crutchfield.com is
Yeah.
they actually have many integrated subwoofers
Wow.
that are small enough and light enough they can slide under the seat,
Yeah.
screw them into the floor, underneath like your driver's seat or your passenger seat.
Yeah.
They don't take up a lot of room. They're integrated with combo sub and amplifier.
That's
and
amazing.
Sub $200 price tag.
So here's what I'm wanting to know, though. I have no freaking idea how to do this because my floors are the rubber floors.
Right.
Where do you run the damn wire?
Underneath the rubber.
It looks like a pain to do.
Yeah, you're going to have to do that.
Yeah, so I may or may not do that. I have no idea yet. But anyway, I'm happy, though. So I got my sound system. I'm installing that today, actually.
Nice.
And so
It's always a good time.
I'm going to throw that in. I'm probably going to break a bunch of stuff because that dash cover, that black shroud is so brittle. I'm guessing it's just going to snap.
So, like we talked earlier about the pumpkins and the whole like leaves and stuff disintegrating. It's the same thing with your dash.
But it should be pretty straightforward. I look at the Crutchfield instructions and it says that thing's
It's
gonna
so
be
simple. They're
pretty
one of the
easy.
greatest companies for instructions.
Yeah. So
I
I'm
love
pumped.
that stuff.
So, but I got to take off the door panels. That kind of sucks. So I got to figure that out. But
It's not that
a
hard.
couple pry tools. I'll be able to do it.
Yeah. One of the greatest expenses I ever did was go to O'Reilly's and buy the kit. Actually, no, I bought the Crutchfield kit.
Yeah.
The pry tool kit that they sell.
Yeah.
With all the little plastic pry
As
bars.
I said, they're plastic, which
amazing.
is safer. If you
They're
use metal
so
pry
good.
tools,
Oh my
you can
gosh.
run
No,
into some
they're-
issues.
I
got
use them
mine-
all the time, and I take them in my junkyard kit.
You should. Got mine at Harbor Freight. I think I paid $1. They work great. I've had them for like 5 years. But
Harbor Freight.
so I'll probably figure that out. I do need to get new clips that go into the door, right? The little yellow clips that kind of pop in.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure I'm going to break all those or lose them. So I'll figure that out when the time comes. But so that was pretty much it, man. And then I did end up watching Borat 2. Mm-hmm. That was crazy. I can't believe they got away with pretty much what they got away with. There's some scenes that will haunt
We did
my
talk
dreams.
about this on the group chat. So here's my deal. Carly and I started to watch it.
Yeah.
We kind of stopped watching it.
Yeah, you said you're just kind of like, eh.
Well, I don't know. It's not that it wasn't funny. It's the fact that, like, I don't know what we were laughing about. I don't know if we were laughing about the joke being funny. I don't know if we were laughing about the ignorance of the person being
It's everything.
preyed upon. I don't know if we were laughing at the pain that the cringe factor caused. I don't know if we were actively putting a mirror in front of ourselves and going, look at us as a society. This is what we're laughing at. It gave me weird feelings, not because of
Well, it's got multiple layers.
It wasn't anything
onion.
about the movie itself. It was like the first one I remember laughing so hard and dying. I mean, we saw it in the theater. We took family to it. Like we all laughed and we were all shocked, but we all laughed.
Like 3 times in the theater. You saw it like 4 times in the theater.
4 times in the theater. And I was a young 25-year-old male. Thought it was hilarious when we saw it. And my wife
As you
and I
grow older, you kind of
couldn't
learn. You're
stop
like, oh,
laughing. But we were like, that was so funny. I can't believe they did that. Now, I don't know if it's the time we live in and the fact that, like, I'm watching this 15 years later and going, have we, like, is it that bad that we haven't progressed in 15 years? Or is it that bad that we're regressing?
I can see
years?
like the doomer depressive angle.
It was kind of it was a lot of feelings, not as much like let's just erase our brains and let's just laugh. It was kind of like,
you can't erase your brain.
We kept pausing it, and then we kind of, Carly and I were like, that's not into this like I would be.
I will say, having watched it all the way through, the thing that I appreciated the most about it was how incredibly self-aware it was of the first movie and the time that we existed in then versus now.
Advocate for
there was a very
stuff,
interesting way that the approach to everything happened in this one versus the old one, where you're like, oh, is it just going to be a rehash of the same stuff and no one's going to find it? Actually, no, they found lots of interesting new ways to tackle this stuff while still having it feel familiar.
Yeah.
But if you watch it through the whole way, I don't want to spoil anything, but the big
So we're
going to
watch it in small bites.
Pretty funny.
Yeah, we're going to watch it in small bites. We'll probably do a little bit here and there.
I'm curious though, like what you guys thought in the comments. Tell us. But I know it's polarizing. But then again,
but
I
I
find
wasn't
that
like against it.
The best things like that often are though, where you don't have a clear cut like, yes, this is good. No, this is bad, and just leave it at that. It's like, okay, no, it. Usually, and this is where I become like Mr. Art critic. It's like, did it make you feel something? Okay, then it qualifies as art. So you have that going for you. Yeah. Whether you like it or not, that's a different point. But depending on which way you want to approach it, there's things to be enjoyed and depressed about.
Very nice, Dane.
For
Very
sure.
nice.
So, Anthony, anything left to leave us with?
Yes, I have to confess one more thing.
Oh, boy.
This is a hard one.
What?
It was a big one.
You're leaving?
No.
No.
But
Wow, scary.
This was a pretty big confession. And this just sucks, man. I can't believe it happened to me again, right?
What?
So there it was. Cruising down Maple Grove, right?
Right.
Dodge Ram.
Yeah.
I'm having that big truck energy, right?
Right.
I'm listening to Blake Shelton, right? God's Country. I just got done dropping off a couple bins to my mother-in-law, right? Some storage bins I had to drop off.
Yeah.
And I'm
Good
cruising.
thing you had that truck, though.
And I'm cruising home, right? And it's a beautiful day. It was just beautiful. I mean, there's some leaves. I'm just kind of cruising down Maple Grove.
Fall weather.
And then that's when I look in the distance and I see that this squirrel runs across, right?
Oh, no.
And I see it.
Welcome
and
to
I
the
see
Treasure
it.
Valley.
And this is what's
Lots
crazy,
of
right?
squirrels.
Runs across, right? The oncoming lane, right? Runs past the first car, barely misses it. I say, holy crap, that was close, right?
You're like rooting for
And then I see the squirrel in the middle, right there in the median, runs back across, right? Misses
Yeah.
the next car.
You're like,
What are
and
you
I
doing?
said, you're crazy, you squirrel. What the heck are you doing, right? And then I see it run across, and now it's in the median. I'm approaching the squirrel, right? And
You're
I'm
like, which way are you going, bud? Which
Yeah,
way are you
and I'm
going?
You don't want to be the
no.
one.
And I'm like, which way? Seriously though, I'm like, which way you going, dude? Because I'm in this big truck, right, on a skinny one lane, right? I got
There's nowhere
I
to
got
go.
curbing to my right, I got curbing to my
But you
left,
got
right?
33s.
And I'm
Got
on
some
33s.
KO2s.
I know, but the curbing had those.
Soften the
The
impact.
curbing had the poles in it. Whatever
Oh,
the heck
no.
you want to.
Yeah, so you couldn't-
to my right and to my
Yeah.
left. So I'm like, dude, you got to figure out what you want to do. So I see the squirrel start to run out in front of me, right?
No, buddy.
So
Check your rear view.
So I pulled the whole like, let me time this. If you're running in, then I'll go to the left, right, to
Yep.
give you space, right, basically to
Right.
time it to where
Right.
I will
Create
just
a hole
be getting
for him to get through.
create a hole, right. The freaking squirrel went back the other way after it ran out in front, right.
you can always count on
Caught
it.
your
tire.
The worst thing.
Caught that
I
left, you drove over him with that left tire when you
Ran
turned it.
over it, and I looked in my rearview mirror, and he was dead.
Oh,
And the saddest part about the whole thing is that I didn't even feel it, right? Those tires were so meaty. And I...
the new suspension soaked
No.
the bump up.
What a
so
way to
perfectly.
end this show.
No, I want to say, though,
Oh, boy.
I felt super bad, man. I, like, literally called Katie right after she was at work, and I called her. I
Yeah.
said, hey, man, I just killed another squirrel, and this is the second one I've killed in, like, 2 months. And I feel
She said, "What is wrong with you?"
horrible. And she's
She
like,
starts to wonder about you.
well, she was like, I don't know why that happened. She's like, that sucks. And she's like, I'm sorry, but that's just, squirrels are dumb like that. And all I could think about was, we're coming up on winter, right?
Yeah,
those
just
squirrels
trying to
are
get a
ready.
nut.
Those squirrels are ready to get their nut, right?
Just trying to get them acorns.
Get back to their family, right? Perhaps with their kids, whatever it is, and settle down. And that dad or that mom isn't coming home. And I felt super
Hopefully
bad.
it was a single
Dude,
squirrel.
I stewed on that. I swear to God, I stewed on that for about 48 hours. And then the saddest part was, shortly after I killed the squirrels, when I went to go tint those windows, I'm in the middle of tinting these windows, right? And a murder of crows lands in front of my house, right? Probably 40, 50 crows, right? All on the ground. I'm looking like, geez, this is crazy. What's going on? And then it hit me.
Did you
I'm
get
like,
your peanuts out for them?
well, and it hit me. I'm like, they're probably friends of that squirrel, right? And this is the mob
But if you would
coming
have
out.
got them food, you could have trained those crows. It's one of the great
I was
things
gonna
that
say,
I
crows-
wish for.
crows are no dummies.
I wish
Crows
for
are
that all the
smart.
time.
Yeah.
Instead of murder of crows
So
that land in my
murder
yard so I
crows-
could feed them.
Yeah, well, no, it sucked though, right? Because I got bird bombed on the Civic
no.
about 6
okay.
times, right? As they were
They're sending
passing
a message.
over.
Oh, yeah,
And
okay. It was
I
definite message.
I was
They
like,
sent a raven.
dang, dude. I'm like, I haven't seen that many crows in front of my house. Probably, I don't know what, 15 years. And
Yeah.
it was just right there on the street. And even the people walking by were like, oh my God, like this is crazy. And I'm just there tinting my windows, like I don't think they can see me inside here. So that's good.
Like, that's what the tint's for
Anyway,
now.
so I killed another squirrel, so I'm sure that
Oh.
somebody will probably make a meme out of that. But dude, I feel super freaking bad, man.
Wow.
It sucked.
Wow.
It sucks.
Had we
Snow
been
White,
nearby,
you were
we would have
not.
given you hugs. some condolences, thoughts, and prayers.
I said a prayer for the squirrel, and I told everybody in the O'Reillys when I went to go get that K&N filter. I said, "Hey guys, I killed a squirrel," and they're like, "No, that sucks, man. Dang." And I'm like,
I feel like a discount?
I'm like, I feel like I have to tell people this. Right? I feel like I have to confess and say, "Hey, this is something I did, and I feel bad about it."
In case they're wondering why there's so much blood on your vehicle.
There wasn't any blood. It was just a clean. I don't think those tires. I think those tires are such a meaty tire. I don't think it was even able to get through.
Okay.
So KO2s, man, amazing.
Well,
amazing tires.
Thank you
Great
for
suspension.
that wonderful story to end this eventful podcast on. I really appreciated you bringing us down, down, almost flattening us into
those of you
the
wondering, head on over to the Master of
pavement
Shine
of the
at
end of
Home
this
podcast. We're talking about a lot more fun uplifting.
Okay, so I believe that pretty much covers us. Now, before we go, I do have a few things I want to talk about. I'm going to skip the FAQ for this one, though. What I'm going to talk about is TRC. That's right.
Yes.
I'm skipping the FAQ.
TRC,
so
Media
I
Access.
want you to check out the RAG Company Media Access show. And that is TRCMA. That is on the main RAG Company channel. You can see an upcoming live stream. See the day 1, day 2, day 3. There is a day 4 if you continue on. But basically, those are the placeholders for the actual morning and afternoon events. So like first half is morning, second half is afternoon. Those
4
thumbnails
hours every day.
Yes, those thumbnails will change as we get closer to the event to indicate what is happening on that day. So there may be a slightly different picture, but we'll try and keep it familiar, and I'll try and keep the titles very similar as well so that there's no confusion. Yeah. But there is a place you can go that's a resource for all of that. So if you're not quite sure, I lost track of the links or something, you can go to the RAG Company Facebook page, click on events, and there is actually a full breakdown of each day, complete with the links and the schedule, tentative, of each day. So you'll find everything you're looking for there. All the information can be found. And I believe we're actually working on a website, too, that'll help people down the line. So that should be appearing probably near the end of this week. Yep. So at any rate, guys, I hope we leave you well, better than that squirrel anyway. And till later this week. We'll catch you later.
See ya.
See ya.